Hello, welcome. Happy Wednesday evening. If you are here, I would love for you to say hello. I'm going to do a quick sound check. Perfect. It looks like we are on, we are live, and the sound is working, which is always such a positive thing. Again, if you are watching live, let me know. Drop it in the comments. I move this live time. Usually I'm on here at 4:30, but I decided to give this try a little bit later. I know 4:30, most people are still working, so hopefully this time works out a little bit better. Had a few scheduling issues anyways, as far as having my husband home at the same time as doing this live, so this is working out better anyways. Excuse me. But anyways, jump in, say hello. Let me know if you're watching this live. If you're here right now, ladies, I want you to take a second and recognize something. You showed up. That means something. All right, that means something. It means you are looking for more. It means that something in you is craving change, and then you're ready to stop letting fear, self-doubt, and second guessing keep you stuck. You are ready for that to change. And if that's the case, you are in the right place. Again, I am so thankful that you are here. I'm honored that you're deciding to hang out with me. If you're catching this on the replay, drop replay. Let me know if you're getting value from this. And again, if you're here live, let me know. Drop in that you're watching live. If we haven't met yet, my name is Alexandria. I am here to empower women to show up fully as the wife, as the mom, as the leader that you want to be without losing yourself in the process, because that is so easy to do. I do this using my 90-day fearless and worthy woman framework, and I guide you to break free from self-doubt, to build lasting confidence, and to create a life that aligns with the purpose and the visions and the dreams that you have. All right. And ladies, I am not just teaching something that I learned from a book. I am doing this from my own experiences and from the life that I have lived up to this point. So we're going to jump right in. We're going to talk about this. We are talking, I'm getting sidetracked, sorry. We're talking all three pillars tonight. I'm going to cover all three of my pillars that I cover inside the mastermind. Usually my first one covers worth. My second one covers confidence. My third one is resilience. And each week I take and break each one down, but we're going to circle back and really cover all three tonight. So hopefully you get something. Hey there, Shaylee, welcome in. I hope I said that correctly. Let me know. Please don't be afraid to correct me. I hope I said that. But welcome in. I am so glad and so honored that you are here and that you are watching live with me. Make sure you're dropping comments, dropping questions as we're going. If something sticks out to you, if something speaks to you, let me know. Hey there, Maya. Welcome in. So ladies, we are going to jump right in. Studies show, and I like my statistics, I like my facts. Studies show that 85% of people struggle with low self-worth at some point in their lives. 85%. And if you see me keep looking down, ladies, I'm watching for comments. I know I have a few of you on here live, so I want to make sure I'm catching your comments. For women specifically, 79% of us experience imposter syndrome, which is that constant doubting of whether you're good enough. 79% of us women experience that. And here is the real kicker, ladies. Self-doubt doesn't just affect our mindset, all right? It's going to hold us back from opportunities, from relationships, from financial success, and most importantly, from becoming the version of ourselves that we know we're meant to be. So have you ever felt like, and this is a question for you, again, if you're watching this live, I would love if you would engage and answer these for me, but have you ever felt like you're meant for more? But fear and self-doubt just hold you back. It stops you dead in your tracks. Drop a me in the comments if that's you. Let me know. Drop a me in the comments if you've ever felt like you were meant for more, but fear and self-doubt are stopping you. And I know there's a little bit of a lag, that the comments don't come through right away. So I'm going to keep watching and keep going through. But drop a me if that's you. And that, ladies, that was me. Before I decided to go all in on this coaching, that's where I was at. I was letting that self-doubt, that fear keep me from stepping out into what I knew I was capable of and what I knew my passion was. So I was a part of that statistic, part of that 79%. Yeah, Shaylee, thank you for your vulnerability. And it's a hard place to be. You know you're meant for more, but that little voice inside your head keeps feeding you all this nonsense of, but you're not going to do it, right? These different reasons. So if you've been feeling stuck, if you're questioning yourself, if you're holding yourself back from the life you know you're made for, tonight is for you. You are in the right place. We're going to dive into the 3 things that's going to change everything for you. All right. Your self-worth, your confidence, your resilience. By the end of this, you're going to walk away with the shifts and action steps that's going to help you take the life you deserve. And then if you're ready to go deeper, we can talk more about the mastermind that I have and see if that would be a good fit for you. All right. But let's jump right in with that first pillar. Remember, I said I'm going to cover all 3 of my pillars tonight. We're going to jump in with that first one, which is your inner compass activation. All right. That's just reclaiming your worth. That is your foundation. All right. And that's the reason it's the first pillar inside my mastermind. If you've been in my lives before, you've heard me say this. If you haven't, if you're new here, this will be the first time you hear me say it, but you'll hear me say it again and again. Think of a house. All right. If a house does not have a solid foundation, if a house has a foundation that has cracks in it, and if it's not solid and well built, what happens to that house? Drop it in the comments for me. What's going to happen to that house if it doesn't have a solid foundation underneath it? And the reason I'm making this comparison is I compare our worth and how we feel about our worth to the foundation of a house. All right. If your worth has cracks, if it has crumbles, if it's non-existent, it's going to be a lot like the foundation of a house. It's going to crumble. All right. A house will crumble without a solid foundation. A house will not stand without a solid foundation. Your worth is the same way. You can start building things on top of it, but if you don't have that good worth, that good foundation in place, it's not going to matter. Eventually, that's all going to come crashing down. All right. So how many of you, hey there, Cassie, how many of you have ever questioned your worth? Maybe it sounds like, who am I to do this? What if I'm not good enough? What if I fail? Who does that sound familiar to? All right. And so, for example, maybe you scroll social media and you see other women thriving, right? They're running successful businesses. They're raising happy kids. They're managing everything effortlessly, or so it seems. And instead of feeling inspired by that, you feel like you are already behind. Who does that sound like? Can anybody relate to that? Drop me in the comments if that sounds like you. Maybe you want to start something. Maybe it's a business. Maybe it's a passion project that you have. Maybe it's as simple as setting boundaries. But that voice in your head tells you that you're not experienced enough. You're not smart enough. You're not strong enough to do it. And those voices are going to be what keeps you back, keeps you held back from doing what you want to do. All right. Maybe, yeah. Thank you. Thank you for your vulnerability. Like, I know I'm not the only one that has these thoughts and have heard these voices, right? I have felt that. I understand. Maybe you're constantly pouring into others. Maybe you're taking care of your family, handling everything behind the scenes. Yet at the end of the day, you feel invisible, right? Like, did anybody even notice what I did today? Does it even matter? Here's another statistic for you. Studies show that by age 13, girls' confidence drops by 30% compared to boys. And ladies, it doesn't stop there. Women in the workplace are twice as likely as men to downplay their strengths, even when we are just as competent. But we downplay it because we don't believe in ourselves. We don't have a solid foundation of worth. We don't have the confidence to put our hand up and say, yeah, I'm capable of this. Rather, we spend our time and our lives seeking that external validation. We say yes when really we want to say no. We overextend ourselves and we put everybody else's needs in front of our own, thinking that's what's going to make us worthy. That's what's going to make others love us. That's what's going to make others care and notice. But here's the truth, ladies, your worth has never been up for debate, right? It's not comparing yourself to what you get done, to what you've accomplished, to what you've said yes to. That's not your worth. Yeah, Cassandra, I'm so busy making sure that everyone else's cup was full that I didn't even realize mine was empty. And I guarantee you, so many of us can relate to that because it's what we do. It's what we've been trained since we were young to do. So the shift that needs to happen in all of this, ladies, is you need to realize your worth is not something you earn. All right, it's something you own instead. You don't earn it, you own it. And again, guys, if you see me looking down, I'm just making sure I'm keeping up with your beautiful comments. I appreciate you staying engaged in this live. But you do not earn your worth. That is inside of you. If you don't see your worth, no one else will. All right, that confidence starts with self-respect. Respect for yourself. Yeah, the people pleaser. Cassandra, me too. I'm so the people pleaser and didn't think I'm worth having a full cup. I love that. And again, I love your vulnerability. I am definitely the people pleaser, but I'm also the like overachiever where I go, 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 because I feel like that is what my worth is tied to, how much I can get done. So you have to take that step back, right? You have to stop tying your worth to your productivity, to pleasing others. You are enough because you are, not because of what you accomplish, not because of the people around you. You are enough because you are you. So I want to ask you, what is one area in your life where you know you have been undervaluing yourself? And ladies, you're doing amazing at being vulnerable, and I appreciate that. So drop that in there for me. Where's one place in your life you know you've been undervaluing yourself? Let's see if we can make that shift. And then from there, we'll go ahead and move into my second pillar, right? Which is my empowered action plan. That's where we take that worth, we've been building that foundation. Now we're going to build a confidence on top of it. And confidence isn't what you think, right? It's not something that you just are born with. It's something you have to build. That worth, that's inside of you. The confidence is something you have to work on, though. All right, so we're going to shift our thinking a little bit. All right, your work. Cassandra, again, thank you. Your work. So that's where you've been undervaluing yourself. Expand on that for a little bit for me, if you're willing. I'm curious to know what that looks like. So again, another statistic for you ladies. Did you know that 90% of women say they don't feel confident at work, in their business, or in their personal lives? 90% of us ladies don't feel confident in the decisions we're making. And what's even more shocking from that, over 60% of women never pursue their dreams because of self-doubt. We hold ourselves back. Yeah, okay. So Shaylee says, not setting good boundaries for how I allow people to treat me. Absolutely. And again, Shaylee, that goes back to that worth. You are so worthy of setting those boundaries. You deserve to take care of you and to have those boundaries in place so others respect you too. And Cassandra, not feeling your opinions are valued. Absolutely. And that is hard. That is a hard place to be in. So going back to that, over 60% of women never pursue their dreams because of self-doubt. And here's the thing, most of us think that confidence is something we're born with. That some women just have it and others don't. All right. But here's the thing, it's not confidence, it's not a personality trait. It's a skill. It's something you have to work on. And that's built through action. Right? I used to think that confidence was that woman that was the loudest woman in the room, the woman that was willing to go out and have conversations and seem to like just know everyone and be present in that room with everyone. That's how I always viewed confidence. Hey there, Sarah, welcome in. I am so glad you're here. I have always envied women that were that way, but that's not in my personality. And I'm starting to learn, and I still like just adore women that are that way. I really do. But I'm starting to learn that's not what confidence has to look like. Confidence can be as simple as sitting there and being comfortable with being you and being present in that room. But even if that's just sitting back and observing, confidence is being comfortable with who you are, but also being willing to step up and be the person that you know you're meant to be. Coming back to your comments, Cassandra, feel like you're not as smart or educated as others around you. Yeah. And in reality, Cassandra, you probably are. You more than likely are. But that self-doubt is so strong. And it gets in our head and it gets in our way. So again, I just want to reiterate that confidence, ladies, that's not something that you're born with. It's something you have to work on consistently. Sometimes that means stepping outside of your comfort zone because that's where your growth is going to happen, right? Do any of these sound like you? Maybe you have a great idea, but instead of acting on it, you spend hours researching, planning, and doubting if you're ready. Again, the reason I bring that up, that was me. When I first decided to get into coaching, ladies, I've had it on my heart for at least 3 years now to be a coach, for at least 3 years. I didn't start making my moves until about 3 months ago when I decided enough was enough and I invested in myself and became a part of a mastermind that pushed me outside of my comfort zone. I had these great ideas. I've had these great ideas for 3 years. I've had this passion for 3 years. I've known that this is where I'm meant to be. But I am here to help other women. And I am so passionate about it. But I let my own fears and my own self-doubt and my lack of confidence hold me back. So I've put courses together. I'd hate to guess how many courses I've put together, how many hours of my time that I can't get back that I've put into it because I never acted on it. I got stuck in the planning. Maybe you want to show up online, promote your business, maybe even ask for something that you deserve, whether it be a promotion, whether it be some boundary that you know that you need to have in place and you want somebody to respect. But you freeze because you don't feel like you deserve it, because you don't feel like an expert, because you don't feel like you are as educated as other people. Maybe you wait for the right time to start, but weeks, months, years go by and that time never comes. And same for stepping up and speaking out for yourself, right? You get stuck in that trap of that voice in your head telling you you're not good enough for that. You don't deserve that. But confidence does not come before action, ladies. All right, it comes from action. Let me see this comment, Shaylee. I appreciate you. So I've wanted to start a business or get some more education, but I was bogged down by the doubts and costs. If you need someone who can tell you every reason why something probably won't work, I'm the one to call. Again, thank you for that vulnerability, Shaylee. Right, but that's your own fears, that's your own doubt getting in the way of that. All it takes is one little step. Figure out what that big vision is. and start taking the little steps to get you there. All right. You don't need to be fearless because you're not going to be. I still have fears that pop up all the time. Like I have stretched myself more in the last 3 months than I ever thought was possible. And in fact, I had a call with my mindset coach last night, and it was so empowering to look back on the past 3 months and see the resilience that I've had and see the confidence that I have built because I have shown up for myself every single day, because I haven't let that fear stop me. Yeah, that fear has been there, but I haven't let it stop me. Ladies, you just need to be willing to start. Shaylee, you just need to be willing to start. Stop overthinking and take that first step, because that action is going to create your momentum. All right. I believe in you. You are worthy of your dreams. You are worthy of those big visions that you have. Is it going to be scary? Yeah, it is. Are you going to doubt yourself along the way? Absolutely. Are you going to make mistakes? More than likely. But the beautiful thing about those mistakes is you're going to learn from them. You just got to pick up and keep going. And that actually is going to lead us to our next one of talking about resilience. But if you've been waiting for confidence to take that action, this is me encouraging you today to stop. Stop letting yourself get in your way. Stop letting your fears and your doubts get in your way. Figure out what that baby step is to move you in the right direction. So that moves me into my third pillar, which is the unshakable you method. This is where we talk about creating resilience, because you're going to get there and something's going to come up, but how you handle it is going to determine everything. So here's my fact for you again. Psychologists have found that people who actively develop resilience are 40% more likely to reach their goals and experience long-term success. But here's the catch. Most of us were never taught resilience. We have instead been taught to avoid failure at all costs. Right? Going back to what if I fail? And we do. Our mind gets in our way. That fear gets in our way. And here's the crazy thing about fear, ladies, is our brain is wired. Fear is meant to protect us. And again, if you've been in my lives, you've heard me talk about this. Fear is meant to protect us. It goes way back to our ancestors' days. Back in the caveman days, that fear was wired into us to keep us safe. But what's crazy is our brain does not know the difference between keeping us safe and keeping us from chasing our dreams. It's all wired the same. So you have to be able to look past that fear and look past that and see like, no, this is not meant to protect me. This is just getting in my way. These are the baby steps I'm going to take. Okay. So too many people think failure is proof that they're not good enough. So they shrink back or they quit. But here's the truth, ladies. Setbacks do not define you. What defines you is your response to that setback. And again, if you've been in my space for a while, you have heard me talk about, like before I started in the last 3 years, I have tried several different MLMs. I have tried, I tried digital marketing for a little bit. Like I would find all these excuses to not go after what I knew I really wanted to go after. And I was not successful with any of them. And I know now it's because my heart wasn't in it. It was not in alignment with my energy and with who I wanted to be and with what I wanted to do. And it would have been so easy to look at each of those and be like, nope, that means this isn't for me. That means I need to stay stuck in my shell. But instead, I have chosen to view those as learning opportunities. I have learned so much from each of those opportunities that I had. I have gained friendships. I have gained a ton of knowledge. I have figured out what works for me and what doesn't. And I have refused to let those setbacks stop me. So maybe Maybe this is you. Maybe you finally stepped outside of your comfort zone, but it doesn't go as planned. So you let your brain get in your way and you assume that you're not cut out for it. Because I've heard that voice before. Maybe you're not meant for this. It didn't work out, so that's God's way of showing you this isn't for you. No, that was my brain's way of showing me and being fearful, and I had to get out of my own way. Maybe you put yourself out there and you don't get the response you hoped for. So you immediately want to retreat. But maybe all it takes is just a little bit of an adjustment, tweaking one thing, whether it be starting your business, whether it be how you spoke to somebody and the response you got in return. Maybe it's just something that needs a little bit of adjusting. Or, and this one's huge. Thank you, Cassandra. This one's huge. You compare your progress to someone else's highlight reel. And who has done this? Be honest, I have. And convince yourself that you are too far behind to even try. I don't know how many times I have scrolled social media and I've seen another mom's beautiful house and all laid out and just get stuck in my own head of, gosh, why isn't that my house? Or I see other coaches in my space being super successful. And that exact thought gets stuck in my head, like I'm too far behind to try. No, I got to get out of my way and I've got to get started. Yeah, constantly, right? But like I've said in previous lives, ladies, you don't see what's just off camera. When I shoot my videos, like if you were right behind me right now, it looks beautiful and organized, right? If you were to scan my camera over here, because my kiddo homeschools, he learns from home, he has his desk here and it is a hot mess, all right? You're only seeing what I want you to see. You're only seeing the highlight reel. Most people don't post the behind the scenes, the ugly truth, the things they don't want you to see. So stop comparing yourself to their highlight reel. You're not seeing the blood, sweat, and tears that have went into whatever they're doing, whatever business it is that they have. You're only seeing what they want you to see. So instead, use that success that they're showing you, use it as your motivation. Use it as your inspiration. But if you still can't do that, then I challenge you to stay off of social media for a while. Stop scrolling. Because that's where I have to get sometimes. I have to cut myself off and be like, this is not serving you right now. I just want to remind you, ladies, setbacks are not stop signs. They are not stop signs. They are stepping stones. They are getting you closer to where you want to be. So stop using it as a stop sign. Stop using it as an excuse. And I say that with love. I want you to start reframing every failure as a lesson. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Maybe it didn't go exactly like I wanted, but I guarantee you I can get something out of it that helps me the next time I do it again. And the third thing, ladies, keep moving. Fear thrives in stagnation. Fear thrives when you stop and you get stuck and you don't try to get unstuck. Because then those stories play on repeat and your brain starts believing it. Your mind is such an amazing, powerful thing, but it is so easy to trick your mind. So when you say stay stuck in that fear, your mind is going to start believing that fear and you're going to stay stuck there. So I challenge you now to drop in the comments, what's one setback that you have faced that has actually made you stronger? What's something you've went through that's made you stronger? I would love to know. I think mine would definitely be all the things that I've tried in the past, all the other businesses, because it's shown me even more that this is where I'm supposed to be. This is what's meant for me. Has it been an easy walk? No, but that's okay because I'm learning And I'm growing through every single challenge and every single setback that pops up. And that's what's going to make me a more impactful coach for the women that I get to help. Divorce. Oof. Cassandra, again, thank you for your vulnerability. Yeah, but I bet you have learned so much about yourself through that process. I bet it's been so challenging and so hard, but I bet you have learned so much. Ladies, I just want to remind you that you are worth your visions. You are worth going after your dreams. You are worthy. And I say this all the time. I challenge you to go look at yourself in the mirror and tell yourself, I am worthy. I am worthy of the success. I am worthy of my dreams. I am worthy of my visions. I am worthy of love. I am worthy of respect. Whatever it is that you need in this moment, you are worthy of it. So go tell yourself that and believe it. It's one thing to say it, but start actually believing it. All right? If this resonated with you and you are ready for deep transformation, I invite you to join my Fearless and Worthy Woman Mastermind. I invite you to join in, to invest in yourself so we can move you forward and help you to become the most empowered version of you that you can be. Yeah. So what if, Shaylee, I'm not sure if I've ever appreciated a setback. I guess I have learned from my kids' medical problems how to be patient when I have to be. Absolutely. But with that, you have learned patience. And again, thank you for your vulnerability. But I would bet, Shaylee, if you were to take a step back and look at some of those setbacks, if anything, it's made you more resilient. I bet it's proven that you are stronger than you even realized you were. And that alone is something to be so proud of. All right, ladies, that is all I have for you tonight. Again, thank you for hanging out with me. If you catch us on the replay, drop replay so I can come back and say hello. But thank you for choosing to hang out with me on this Wednesday evening, if it's Wednesday where you are. I just want to remind you, you are worthy. You are enough. And of course, I am empowering you always. Have a fantastic evening.